What if the biggest performance enhancer for muscle, strength, recovery, even cognitive sharpening isn't creatine, protein, or other supplements, but something you're skipping every single night? And new studies show that missing just 90 minutes of this one thing can drop testosterone, spike hunger levels, slow recovery, and impair reaction time to the level of being legally intoxicated. I'll show you the latest research proving how sleep controls muscle growth, fat loss, and brain performance, and ultimately how to optimize your sleep fitness. Some people claim they don't need much sleep. You'll hear, I function fine on 5 to 6 hours. You see, people adapt to feeling tired and think it's normal. Studies show performance declines even when people believe they're functioning well. I'm just built different. When people claim this, it's simply not true, unless they have a rare gene mutation that happens in fewer than 1 in 10,000 people. So realistically, you don't have this. I just don't have time to sleep more. Work, family, late night screen use, or lifestyle choices can lead to sleep restrictions, but people confuse habit with biological need. Sleep is for the weak. There's a cultural belief that grinding harder equals success. This is especially common among entrepreneurs, athletes, and even students. I can catch up on sleep on the weekend. They believe sleep debt works like a bank account. I've been doing this for years, I'm fine. People assume that because they're not collapsing, the routine is sustainable. I don't need sleep because I'm young. Teenagers and young adults often believe youth protects them. My performance doesn't drop. They judge performance based on subjective feelings, not objective measures. And there's a common belief that I can just use caffeine to make up for it. But caffeine just masks tiredness. It does not restore it. When people think they can function just fine on very little sleep, they're just wrong. They're already impaired. They just don't know it. And let's be honest, feeling awake is not the same as being recovered. Here's the truth. Sleep isn't passive. Sleep is actually the most active recovery process you have, hormonally, neurologically, and metabolically. During sleep, your body performs the most important recovery functions. Muscle repair activates, growth hormone surges, skill learning circuitry reorganizes, neural fatigue resets, appetite hormones rebalance, inflammation decreases. If you train hard but sleep poorly, you're basically pressing the gas and the brake at the same time. Hormones and muscle growth. Let's start with hormones because this is where the biggest, fastest changes happen. Testosterone crashes with sleep loss. One of the most well-known clinical trials restricted healthy men to 5 hours of sleep for 1 week. And what happened? 10 to 15% drop in testosterone, increased fatigue, lower sense of well-being, reduced morning vigor. This drop is equivalent to aging 10 to 15 years. And this wasn't from a new lifestyle. It happened in only 7 days. You simply can't outtrain a hormone environment that's working against you. Growth hormone spikes during sleep. Deep sleep, especially slow wave sleep, is when your largest surge of growth hormone occurs. Growth hormone supports muscle repair, fat mobilization, tissue regeneration, and training adaptation. So if you cut sleep, you reduce GH output. This reduces your ability to repair muscle damage caused by lifting. Cortisol rises when sleep falls. Poor sleep increases cortisol the following day. High cortisol slows muscle protein synthesis, increases breakdown, worsens fat storage, reduces strength output. When cortisol is high and testosterone is low, your recovery is severely compromised. This is even if you're training perfectly. Now let's talk actual muscle adaptation and how your body responds to lifting. A newer study looked at multiple nights of sleep restriction combined with resistance training. Researchers found it impaired muscle signaling, reduced activation of recovery pathways, less muscle protein synthesis, and slower adaptation across the entire week. This means short-term poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it directly blunts the results of your training. So even if your program is perfect and your nutrition is dialed in, if you're undersleeping, your body becomes less responsive to the training you're doing. Let's shift to physical performance. Strength, power, speed, and coordination. Sleep more, perform better. In a Stanford basketball sleep extension study, athletes increased sleep to 10 hours per night. The result? Faster sprint time, better shooting accuracy, higher energy, and even better reflexes. This wasn't from new training, this was from more sleep. Now the reverse is true. Sleep less, perform worse. Studies on athletes show that even mild sleep deprivation can reduce explosive power, lower vertical jumping, weaken grip strength, slow reaction time, and decrease accuracy. This is because the central nervous system is fatigued. Now in combat sports, this can be really dangerous. It can mean getting hit more, missing counters, poor timing on takedowns, lower your fighting IQ. In weight training, bar speed slows, stability decreases, injury risk increases. Great performance demands great recovery, and great recovery demands great sleep. Now let's discuss cognitive performance and skill learning. Your brain determines form, technique, reaction, decision-making, motivation. All of these are sleep-driven. Studies show that sleep deprivation leads to predictable impairments in working memory, focus, accuracy, task switching, learning new motor skills. When you're lifting weights, the brain controls the body, and sleep controls the brain. And now something scary. Reaction time drops to dangerous levels. In sleep studies, participants show similar reaction time to someone who is legally intoxicated after being awake too long or sleeping too little. This means worse sparring reaction, slower lifting cues, poorer driving safety, more mistakes in daily life. Skill learning needs REM sleep. REM sleep solidifies new movement patterns, muscle memory, technical sequences like jiu-jitsu, complex coordination. Skipping REM sleep is like training and then deleting the progress file. Sleep, appetite, and body composition. Let's talk about fat loss and leanness. Clinical studies show that short sleep decreases leptin, a satiety hormone, increases ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone, makes high-calorie foods more appealing, making dieting significantly harder. One famous study found that people on low sleep ate 300 to 500 extra calories per day without even realizing it. Another found that sleep-restricted dieters lost more muscle and less fat than those sleeping enough, even when calories were controlled. So when someone says, I can't stick to my diet, the real problem may not be willpower, motivation, or even hunger. It may be sleep. Short sleep pushes you into cravings, late-night snacking, and poor decision-making. Poor sleep plus heavy training equals hidden compounding damage. Here's what people don't realize. Training is the stress, sleep is the solution. Without sleep, stress accumulates. Researchers found that after an intense night training session, followed by partial sleep deprivation, endurance performance crashed, time to exhaustion dropped, recovery markers worsened. This is why you feel sore longer, less explosive, mentally foggy, unmotivated. It's not that you're weak, it's that you're not recovered. You see, sleep is the ultimate recovery tool. It resets your immune system, hormones, nervous system, inflammation, muscle protein synthesis. Without it, you're training into a deficit. Here's the practical and evidence-based blueprint for the athlete's sleep. It's a simple, research-aligned routine you can implement today. Cut out caffeine 8 hours before bed. If you sleep at 11, the last dose of caffeine is at 3 p.m. Have protein and light carbs 1 to 2 hours before bed. It helps with recovery and sleep onset. A warm shower followed by a cool room. This drop in core temperature promotes a deep sleep. Dim lights and screens for 60 minutes. Melatonin suppression drops by around 50% if you avoid blue light. A 10 to 15 minute wind down routine is important. This can be stretching, breathing, even journaling. This unburdens your mind. Aim for 7 to 9 hours in bed. Almost every clinical study agrees that under 7 hours of sleep yields measurable decline in performance and recovery. Sleep is not a luxury. It's the foundation that your gains are built on. Take this seriously. Fix your sleep and your muscle growth, fat loss performance, and mental clarity will all improve. How many hours of sleep do you get? Has your sleep held you back? Maybe you fixed your sleep and saw a positive, even dramatic improvement. Or maybe you're in the process of fixing your sleep right now. Share your sleep experience in the comments below.